Hmm? Can you can screen share this. One six. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasodhanandana Braja Janaranjana Yasodhanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatiravana Chari Yamunatiravana Chari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Kala Chanji Radha Kala Chanji Radha Kala Chanji Radhe Radhe. Jayo Radha Kala Chanji Radha Kala Chanji Radha Kala Chanji Radhe Radhe. Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Nittai Gaura Premanandi. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Paribrajaka Stodrakse Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhai Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Paribrajaka Stodrakse Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki नामाचार्य श्रील हरदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड श्री गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथ पुरी धाम की नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा माई की जमुना माई की भक्ति देवी की कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदायिनी श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की कलयुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Distribution की Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yenam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ramo 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 Hare Hare. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Text 6, Chapter 6, Text 11, Conversation between Narada and Vyasadeva. Text 10. Tada tad aham ishasya bhaktanam sham abhipsataha anugraha manyamana pratishtham disham uttaram. Tada tadahameshasya bhaktanam sham abhipsataha anugraham manyamana pratishtham dishamuttaram. Tada tadahameshasya bhaktanam sham abhipsatam manugraham manyamana pratishtham dishamuttaram. Tada tadahameshasya bhaktanam sham abhipsataha anugraham manyamana pratishtham dishamuttaram. Ladies, tada, at that time, tat, that, aham, I, ishasya, of the Lord, bhaktanam, of the devotees, sham, mercy, abhipsataha, desiring, anugraham, special benediction, manyamana, thinking in that way, Pratishtham departed. Dishamuttaram in the northern direction. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. I took this as the special mercy of the Lord, who always desires benedictions for His devotees, and so thinking, I started for the north. Purport. Confidential devotees of the Lord see in every step a benedictory direction of the Lord. What is considered to be an odd or difficult moment in the mundane sense is accepted as a special mercy of the Lord. Mundane prosperity is a kind of material fever, and by the grace of the Lord, the temperature of this material fever is gradually diminished, and spiritual health is obtained step by step. Mundane people misunderstand it. So the Srimad Bhagavatam speaks about 3 levels of tolerance. The material world has been designed to cause pain to the conditioned soul. Brahmaji, when he sees the darshan of the Lord, offers his prayers. And he explains to the Lord, what kind of task you have given me to put the conditioned souls in great misery. I have been tasked to design misery for the conditioned soul. Kshuttritridhatubir ima muhur ardyamana shitoshnavat varashair itaretaracha kamagnina achyutarusha sachadurbharena sampashyato mana urukrama sidate me. Brahmaji is saying, as a devotee, I have a keen desire to serve and please others. But the seva you have given me is to punish others. It's very painful. And what all you have told me to design within the 8.4 million species of life, I have been asked to fit in every body in its unique way. Kshut, hunger, trit, thirst, tridhatubhir ima, body with a combination of kapha, vata and pitta, which is constantly in imbalance and designed to give pain. Shita ushna, externally, you have asked me to design the climate in such a way that there is extreme cold and then extreme hot. Vata varashair, then there are cyclones, tsunamis, all kinds of heavy winds, storms. Varashair, heavy rainfall, which is practically impossible to control. So when the conditioned soul is tormented with all of these external attacks of the climate, of the weather, of hunger, of thirst connected to the body, but then there is the body, then there is the external climate, but the third set of miseries which you have asked me to create is within the mind. Kama agnina achyuta rusha, the fire of lust, achyuta rusha, an anger which can never be satisfied. Rusha means anger, and Achyuta means infallible. We may think that we have conquered and controlled anger, but by the time a situation arises, we realize I am still a puppet in the hands of this anger. Achyuta Rosha Sacha Durbharena Sampashyato. Seeing this, Mana Urukrama Sidate me. My heart is filled with compassion for the souls. So Srila Prabhupada, he mentions that Krishna consciousness is not that we deny the presence of all of these miseries. We acknowledge even the presence of lust and anger, but we learn the technique by which we transform them and purify ourselves. Srila Prabhupada was in Amsterdam and they were doing a DT installation. The team there was very young. The president was also very young. And they had practically no clue what to do. Srila Prabhupada was very upset. The time for yajna was coming up, and Prabhupada asked, where is the fruits for the yajna, to keep around that yajna? And the president said, we have used it in the fruit salad. Prabhupada said, I told you these were fruits specifically for yajna. And suddenly he started hearing sounds from inside the altar. Prabhupada was alarmed and he entered inside the altar and he saw that the deities of Jagannath, which they were trying to install, were larger and the altar was smaller, and they were trying to adjust it and push it in or something like that. And Prabhupada said, this cannot be done. You have to remove the top part of the altar. The devotee said, but that's the most beautiful part. Prabhupada said, but you have messed it up by not making the right size. And they cut the top part, and the devotees brought out the top part of the altar. There was the media present, and they thought the ceremony has begun. And they started transmitting the whole ceremony. And Prabhupada came out very upset, very angry. And he was again and again saying, who is responsible for this? Which rascal? Who is that? And Prabhupada sat down in upset and angry mood. There was one hippie sitting behind Srila Prabhupada. He tapped Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada turned around, and the hippie said, don't be angry, chant Hare Krishna. So then in the evening, when Prabhupada was in his room, the president went to apologize. And he saw that Prabhupada was in a very jolly mood. So he said, Prabhupada, you appeared so angry in the morning today. Prabhupada said, the ocean is deep. And on the waves, there may be some turbulence. But inside the ocean is very calm and composed. So whatever chastisement I am giving is only for your correction. To make sure that you improve and do not get bewildered. So therefore, the first kind of tolerance is Shita Ushna Sukha Dukkha Daha. We tolerate the heat and the cold. Shita Ushna. That is at the level of the body. The second kind of tolerance is we tolerate Sukha and Dukkha at the level of the mind. Pleasure, tolerance of pleasure, and we also tolerate the various kinds of pain which happens because of frustrated expectations. The gap between expectation and reality creates anxiety. So that's called dukkha. I was expecting something but did not get that. So not getting what we expect comes in the category of dukkha, right? So therefore, all of us in this material world experience situations which turn out to be opposite to what we expect. Parikshit Maharaj saw Lord Krishna in the womb, and he is described as Tasmat Namna Vishnurata iti loke bhavishyati na sandeho mahabhaga mahabhagavato mahan. Maharaj Parikshit is glorified as someone who was given the name Vishnurata because he saw Krishna in the womb of his mother. That's an example of great fortune. Angushtamatra mamalam spurat purata maulinam apevya darshanam shyamam taditavasa samachyutam. And what kind of form Krishna appeared in? Angushtam, as a size of a thumb. Apevya darshanam shyamam, in a blackish complexion, which was effulgent, wearing clothes which were yellowish like lightning. Taditavasasam achyutam. Naturally, for someone who has seen Krishna in the womb of his mother and who spent his entire life contemplating, how will I get Krishna? How will I attain Krishna? Where will I find that Krishna? Parikshit basically means one who has spent his entire life in the undeviated smaranam of Krishna, constant contemplation, searching for Krishna. And therefore Lord Chaitanya tells Sanatana Goswami, Bhajanera madhye sreshta navamida bhakti Krishna prema Krishna dite dhore maha shakti. There are 9 forms of devotional service. Out of that, which is the most powerful? Tara madhye sarvasreshtha nama sankirtan nir aparadhe nama loile paye premadhan. Out of the 9 processes, the Harinam Sankirtan is the most powerful when chanted offenselessly. Nir aparadhe nama loile paye premadhan. It can bestow prema, and all other processes are automatically included within the process of chanting and act as the support for all the other processes. And therefore Parikshit Maharaj, he spent his entire life contemplating on Krishna. Who would imagine that for such a pious soul who never ever committed any kind of sin in his life, he would be cursed to die in 7 days and 7 nights. And so when he is cursed, Bhagavatam describes what was his response. Tiraskrita vipralabdhaha shaptaha kshiptaha hata api na asya tat pratikurvanti tat bhaktaha prabhavopi. Even though having the power to counteract, he did not counteract, because the great souls in their own personal lives do not engage in a political response or an emotional response, but they engage in a devotional response. And hence, Maharaj Parikshit contemplated that when insult tiraskritaha, when vipralabdhaha cheated, when shaptaha cursed, when neglected kshiptaha, when attacked hataha api, Na asyatat pratikuruvanti. A devotee who is practicing devotional response will not succumb to that trap. And therefore, sukha, dukkha basically comes in the matter of expectation. That's the second level of tolerance. Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha. They were celebrating Narsingha Chaturdashi festival in the early years in the West Coast. The devotees had made a very, very delicious looking carob cake, and they had offered it to Lord Narsingadev in that festival. And when the curtains opened in the final arati, all the bhoga was, which was prasad now, Mahaprasad was on the altar, and the kirtan was going on, and the devotees who were standing right in front, they were very attracted by seeing that carob cake. It appeared too enticing. And after a whole day's fasting, the attraction level goes further. So when it was time for prasadam, everybody was sitting there. But their focus was on, when am I getting the carob cake? So as soon as the devotee got the carob cake on his plate, the first devotee, immediately he picked that piece of carob cake, placed it in his mouth. The cook had made a mistake, forgot to add sugar in that cake. So the cake looked attractive, but did not taste good at all. This devotee who tasted that was shocked. How can someone which looks so attractive taste so horrible? There was a big gap between his expectation and experience. But when we have such obsessive expectation for an extended period of time, it is very difficult to accept that what I expected to be pleasure giving will be pain giving. So we go into denial. He looked at that piece of cake with anger, and he thought, maybe I bit it from the wrong side. He turned it around and took another bite from another side. Will the taste change? So then one should accept and forget it and move on, but no. Hope is eternal. So he keeps the cake on the plate, starts eating rice and dal, continues glancing on the cake, thinking that maybe the timing was wrong. May I wait for the auspicious time when the taste will change. And after some time, again he tries. Will it change? So, Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha. We experience dukkha. We experience misery. And Maharaj Parikshit, against his expectation, was suddenly life shortened to 7 days. But what is his prayer? Tammopayantam pratiyantu vipra Ganga cha devi nritachitamishe. I am sitting here on the bank of Ganga, awaiting my death. Untimely, unexpected death. But is my mind disturbed? No. In this material world, people's mind are disturbed by the prospect of the destruction of the body. But a spiritualist's mind is disturbed by the prospect of distraction of the mind not destruction of the body. Dvijopasrishta kuhakastakshako va dashatvalam gayata Vishnu gatha. May that snake bird come and bite me. I don't want to avoid being bitten. I don't want to postpone death. I don't want to avoid death. But my concern is when the moment of death happens, where is my mind going to be? And so Parikshit Maharaj prays, Punascha bhuyat bhagavati ananta rati prasangascha tadashriyeshu mahatsuyamyam upayami srishtim maitrestu sarvat pranamo dvijebhya. In case my mind does get distracted and I have to take birth again, Maharaj Parikshit says, my dear Lord, please fulfill these 3 desires of mine. Srila Prabhupada says, when we come in front of their deities, Shri Shri Radha Kalachanji, these are the 3 desires we should pray for. What are those 3 desires? Bhagavati Ananta, may I develop unlimited attraction towards Krishna. May I develop unlimited attraction towards Krishna. Krishna is all attractive, but I want to develop attraction towards Krishna. Srila Prabhupada asked a question. What is the difference between Krishna and Maya? Both are attractive. Krishna is attractive, Maya is also attractive. But Prabhupada said, when you are attracted by Krishna, you experience joy. When you are attracted by Maya, you will experience misery. And therefore, Krishna is all attractive. And because Krishna is all attractive, Srila Prabhupada established deities of Krishna all over the world. Even at that time, people were not fully ready. But Srila Prabhupada wanted the all-attractive form of Krishna as his deity to be manifest, to be able to attract the soul's heart. And when people say, does God have a form? Yes, they can show his all-attractive form. And therefore, mantrenanena devasya kuryadravyamayim buddha saparyam vividhai dravyair desha kala vibhagavit. The Bhagavatam describes the deities must be worshipped as per time, place and circumstance. And that's what Srila Prabhupada established. When Prabhupada was in New Zealand, the devotees had established Gaur-Nitai deities, but they also wanted to install Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. The altar space was very small. Only one set could fit in. So they had an ingenious idea. They created a revolving altar. And they kept Gaur-Nitai in front and kept Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra back to back. And when they pressed the button, the whole altar would move. So Prabhupada came, he offered obeisances to Gaur-Nitai. When he got up, he saw Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. He got bewildered. He said, what is this? Deities or rolling stone? Prabhupada said, you may have some creative ideas, but doesn't mean you cross the boundaries of the Archana Paddhati. And so Srila Prabhupada empowered, encouraged, and engaged the devotees to inspire them in developing their attraction for Krishna. Because that's the fundamental purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement. So, Rati Prasanga Tadashriyeshu. First prayer is, may I develop attraction towards Krishna? But the question arises, how will that attraction arise? Prasangascha Tadashriyeshu, in the association of devotees. Second, so may I always have the association of devotees. May I not only always have the association, may I also always understand how to reciprocate with that association. That's what Lord Chaitanya tells Sanatana Goswami. That Krishna Bhakti Krishna Prema Tatvera Uddhar Lupta Tirtha Uddhar Ar Vairagya Shikshan. That you have to establish the places of pilgrimage. Lupta Tirtha Uddhar. Krishna Bhakti Krishna Prema Seva Pravartan. And you have to show to people how to perform Krishna Bhakti. And establish temples where the devotees can come, and in that association, when there is reciprocation, seva manifests, pravartan, and Krishna prema seva pravartan, establish seva to the deities through the devotees, by which Krishna prema can manifest. Lupta tirtha uddhar, and excavate the lost places of pilgrimage. Or Vairagya Shikshan, and teach how to engage in renunciation. And therefore, the association of the devotees is the means by which we can actually experience attraction towards Krishna. When we develop attraction towards serving the Vaishnavas, then we develop attraction towards Krishna. And so the Bhagavatam says, Sat Sangat Mukta Dusango Hatum na Utsahate Buddhaha Kirtyamano Yasho Yasya Sakrit Akarnya Rochanam. Through Satsanga Mukta Dusango, the impact of negative association is counteracted. And therefore, this association is very, very crucial as described here. That's the second prayer. May always be in the association. Shvobhute vishvabhavena swasukhena bhi nandita jagama swalayam tata patham anubrajyanandita. So, when Sudamaji is going home, Sudamaji has experienced that Krishna has served him. Sushrushaya paramaya pada samvahanadibhi pujito deva devena vipradevena devavat. Sudama has come to beg some wealth from Krishna. That is what his wife had told. Go to Dwarkadish. Dwarkadish is very wealthy. Get some wealth. And Sudamaji goes to Dwarkadish. And Dwarkadish first of all offers him respect. Massages his feet. And then does chamar. And then offers nice food. Nice conversation. Hospitality was super excellent. But not a single penny given. So he had a great experience, but he did not get what he had gone for. If you are going for fundraising, you are expecting some fun, not fun. So Sudama went expecting some fund. Krishna gave him a lot of fun and shared many stories from the past also, entertained him. So if a regular person is there, they may feel frustrated. Arey, what is this? So much of money in the palace. He didn't give me one single coin also. But Sudama was in great ecstasy while returning back. Shvobhote vishvabhavena swasukhena bhivandita. Why was he blissful? We think when we get assets, then we will be happy. The Bhagavatam is revealing. In a Vaishnava community, the joy manifests when there are two things. One cannot experience a blissful community of devotees and interactions amongst devotees which doesn't have these two things. First, and a compulsory criteria is the dealings must be respectful. Respect is the precondition for any blissful and joyful and satisfying relationship. If there is no respect, then there is no possibility of a satisfying relationship. And the second thing which Krishna did was he served Sudamaji lovingly. Loving, affectionate service. Not grudging service. Not service out of, anger. I have to serve him somehow. I don't know why he came here. No, joyfully serve, blissfully serve, not grudging. So when there is respect and there is reciprocation of loving service, the respect and reciprocation is what will create joy, bliss and satisfaction in that association, in any relationship between two people. Unless there is the foundation of respect and unless there is reciprocation with loving service, there is no possibility of any joy. And that is how the satsanga needs to be nourished. So that's what Parikshit is asking. Unlimited attraction towards Krishna. And number two, that unlimited attraction I can develop only in that sangha of devotees. But someone may think, but the sangha is not so attractive. In fact, I feel like leaving also sometimes. That is because we are missing either respect or reciprocation of loving service. That's the missing link. So it is ironic that it is the devotees who attract us first to Krishna consciousness. And many times it is later. The devotees are the ones who frustrate us also. So that Vaishnava Sangha is a double-edged sword. One has to negotiate with that very, very carefully, thoughtfully, contemplate upon it. And so the third thing which Parikshit prays for is that yes, I want attraction. Second, I want association. Third, please empower me to give access to the other conditioned souls to bhakti. Mahatsuyamyam upayami srishtim maitri astu sarvatra. Maitri astu means may I become the instrument to give access to conditioned souls who are disconnected from Krishna, to reconnect them to Krishna's devotional service. So these are the three things we should pray for. As attraction towards Krishna, association of devotees, and giving access to other conditioned souls to the path of bhakti. And so Maharaj Parikshit is experiencing dukkha in one sense. But in spite of his life shortened against his will, he is accepting this as Krishna's will. And so he says that this is what I have been aspiring for. The presence of Shukadeva Goswami. Yesham samsmaranat pumsam sadyo shuddhanti vaigraha kim punar darshana sparsha padashauchasanadivi. To have your association is the greatest benediction, dear Shukadeva Goswami. Apime Bhagavan Prita Krishna Pandu Sudapriya Poitra Sat Sevya Prityartham Yata Gotrasyata Bandhava. How is it that at this moment when I need you the most, you have manifested? It is not because of my spiritual qualification. It is because the Pandavas, my forefathers, my grandfathers were dear to Krishna. Krishna loved the Pandavas. So Srila Prabhupada mentions, you want to serve your family to the best possible extent? Become devotees of Krishna. When you become Krishna's devotees, then Krishna takes care of not only you, but also all the other family members. Beyond your lifetime also. That's the best way you can serve your family. When I joined the Hare Krishna movement, my family was upset. They were not happy. They were wondering what went wrong. And I tried to tell them, Baba, this is the philosophy, nothing is wrong. So finally I organized a program for them in Chennai, got another speaker with me to give lecture. There were like 80 to 100 of my family members. And so this devotee, apart from the lecture, he concluded by saying, pointing to me, that in your family now you have a devotee. Gauranga Prabhu now is practicing Krishna consciousness. Because of him, all of you will go back to Godhead. 21 generations. That's what described in the 7th canto. Trisaptibi pita puta pitribi satyenaga. And everybody started smiling. And after the lecture, a cousin came to me and he said, please continue chanting. Don't stop. Then he said, if you have any problem, let me know. I didn't know that your chanting is going to help me also. So that is Krishna consciousness. So therefore, the first level of tolerance is external. Shita Ushna. To tolerate heat and cold. Second level of tolerance is Sukha and Dukkha at the level of the mind. To tolerate happiness and distress. So physical level, mental level, and the third is to tolerate at the level of the ego. Jitatmana prashantasya paramatma samahita. Shita ushna sukha dukkheshu tatha mana apamanayo. You tolerate respect and you tolerate disrespect. Mana apamana. Sometimes you will get mana, sometimes you will get apamana. What can be done? So therefore, when you get mana and apmana like Dhruva Maharaj got, Dhruva Maharaj was refused by his stepmother to sit on father's lap. So it was an apman, right? And so when Dhruva Maharaj came to his own mother, Suniti pacifies Dhruva. And how does she pacify Dhruva? By explaining to Dhruva that ultimately you have to search for the Supreme Lord Narayan. You go and search for the Lord in the forest. Right? You have been insulted by Suruchi, I know that. But what did Suruchi say? You can be born again if you worship and please Lord Narayan. And because of that, Dhruva Maharaj goes to the forest. And when he goes to the forest, he meets Lord, our Narada Muni. And what does Narada Muni tell him? Narada Muni tells him, Gunadikam mudam lipset anukrosham gunadamat maitrim samanat anvichinna tapaira vibhuyate. My dear boy, why are you feeling sense of insult? If you are a small child, children don't accept insult. If you are adult, you know that everything is because of past life. So knowing this, you should see others' good qualities. When you see others' good qualities, feel happy. Anukrosham gunadamat. When you see people with lesser qualities, bless them. And when you see people with similar qualities, make friends with them. So therefore, when Dhruva Maharaj hears this, he says, excellent advice for those who are self-controlled, not for an angry man. I am in an angry mood. What I want is a position greater than that of my great-grandfather. Padam tribhuvanotkrishtam jigisho sadhu vartmame. Give me that position which is greater than that of Brahma. And so when, Narad Muni understands that he is determined. So he was subjected to apman. And that apman he could not tolerate. And so when the Lord personally appears in front of him as a result of his very, very absorbed tapasya. And why did he experience that success? Is because he was completely focused on fulfilling the instruction of his guru, Narad Muni. When he was chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva and performing that austerity, Dhruva's mind was not distracted. He was not remembering Suruchi. He was not remembering all of that apman. And therefore he transcended that. Yonta pravishya mama vachamimam prasuptam sanjeevayattakhila shaktidhara swadhamna anyamscha hasta charana shravanatvagadin pranan namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. And Dhruva Maharaj offers his prayers by seeing the beautiful form of Lord Prishnigarbha. That I am a 5-year-old boy having no previous experience of Sanskrit or poetry. But I am able to glorify you because of your touch, your divine touch. And that divine touch has enlivened me, empowered me. And so Dhruva realizes that my biggest enemy is not Suruchi or Uttanpad or my brother Uttam My enemy is my own false ego. That is called tatha mana apamanayoho. So therefore, this is a very, very important level of tolerance. Then we have the fourth level of tolerance. I think it's fine. Are you doing anything with the sound system? No, I don't need it. The fourth level of tolerance is when one perceives that whatever is happening in my life is because of my past lives' activities. Right? Tattenukampa susamikshamana bhunjana eva atmakritam vipakam. So this is tolerance at the philosophical level. You have to understand that yes, I should not be angry with the instrument of my karma. I should not be angry with the instrument of my karma. Someone is just becoming an instrument to deliver to me a message which is meant for me. So if a postman comes and delivers something, that you have been sacked from your job, and I become angry and slap him, so he'll be upset, he'll sue me, because he's only doing his duty of handing over what is meant for me. So therefore, many times we experience episodes where we do not know why we are going through this, but it is because of our own past karma. That's called the intervention of our own karma being delivered in our life. So Krishna explained in the Bhagavad Gita, Karmano yapi bodhavyam cha vikarmana, akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gati. The details of karma, akarma and vikarma are very difficult to understand. Very, very difficult to understand. What is karma? When you see the red light, you stop. When you see the green light, you walk. What is vikarma? When you see the red light, you walk. One friend of mine was driving me in a car. When he was in college, he wanted to be a pilot. He could never become a pilot. So he would release that, expectation and desire on a simple Maruti van. He would drive the Maruti van as if he's driving, or he's like flying an airplane. And the old model Maruti van did not have bonnet also, designed to take you back to Godhead. So he was driving like full speed, and I told him, slow down, slow down. He said, Arey, you just continue chanting, don't worry. And then I saw the red light, and I said, hey, red light, Arey, that is for regular people. And he broke through the red light. And then he was very happy. He said, just see, haha. And then suddenly from behind the trees, there was a policeman, traffic policeman on a bike. And he was hiding. And he came right in front and stopped us. And he looked at this, my friend, and he told him, what? You didn't see the red light or what? And my friend said, I saw the red light, I didn't see you. So that is vikarma, that I knowingly break the law. Karma is law abiding Vikarma is law breaking. Then what is Akarma? The citizen supports the police by doing voluntary service and helping and standing on the traffic light to help the traffic police. You become part of the government machinery to help. When the government is asking for support and help, you